Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to lesson 16 of the MyListing course, Recreating the Canvas Starter Site. In this lesson, we're going to look at all of the MyListing website add-ons that go into creating additional functionality for this particular MyListing website. Okay, let's quickly recap the previous lesson, and then let's get into the MyListing add-ons from the club, and then we'll look at third-party add-ons. Okay. In the previous lesson, we looked at listing taxonomies and listing fields, filling in the worksheets for both of those as they pertained to the expert listing type specifically. Okay, so go and check out that previous lesson if you haven't already and you're trying to follow along and recreate this starter site in its entirety, or just to learn about the worksheets and their purpose and how they benefit you. They can benefit you, and why the focus was on the expert listing type. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. Let's see all of the components needed to bring this thing together. Some of which of these are optional. Okay, but they're included because they add a ton of value should you ever choose to light them up in air quotes and use them. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in on to the MyListing Club add-ons first. First up is the direct messaging admin center. As I've said for a long time now, without this add-on, I don't recommend anyone use the MyListing direct messages feature that's built in. Again, unless you have this add-on from the club, because privacy reasons, manageability, administration, and a handful of other things that you're gonna face if you don't have this add-on. It's very risky, and I just don't recommend you use it without this add-on. It's not a sales pitch. It's a public service announcement. It's serious stuff. You should really look at it. Okay. On this site here, we're looking at the replica. We're recreating. I've already got the plugin from the club installed and licensed and activated. Once you do that, you're going to see this direct messaging admin center in your WordPress dashboard with the ability to monitor chats, manage chats. In settings, you can set up an automated reply. There's a handful of new features that this thing adds to really take the direct messaging component of MyListing to a completely different level. Definitely check that out. Next up is the single listing character counter. So we're going to go ahead and add this one together and check out what it does. So if I go to a listing here, let's pull up this one, and we haven't done anything to this is going to be another lesson, so don't judge me on how these listings look and everything. We're not there yet. But if we edit this listing, for example, let's look at the bio. If someone comes in here and they start typing letters in here, there's no counter. So let's say you limit it, as we are doing here, to a maximum of 1,200 characters. Let's say you're doing something similar. How does the listing owner know how many characters they have? And they're going to get frustrated because they go all the way down here, they fill out their form, they fill in their bio, and they click Save Changes or Submit Listing or Preview or however it is they do it on your site. And then they're going to get hit with, you've got too many characters and that sort of thing. And it frustrates them. It can be really frustrating. It can lead to listing abandonment. So this is a really awesome add-on for showing people exactly how many characters they have. You can use the description field, the tagline, or the title field at this time. So really cool stuff. Let's go ahead and add it together. For that, we go over to WP Codebox. And I'm going to I'm pulling up WP Codebox on the Canvas site. We're going to create a new folder just to keep things nice and tidy. You don't have to create a folder here, but I like to keep things nice and tidy. So I'm going to create a new folder, call it MLC single listing character counter, or whatever it is that you want to call it. Okay, I'm going to drag this down here. All right, so then we're going to add a snippet. So new snippet. We're going to call it the same. It's of type PHP. And then we're just going to grab the code over here and drop it in, save it, enable it, drag it to our folder that we created. There we go. So that is now in place, and we're going to go ahead and refresh the screen where we are, the submit form where we are editing this listing, and boom, right off the bat, you see the character counter taking hold. All right, really, really cool feature, super easy to implement. As you saw, we just did it together. Let's move on. The enhanced listing keyword search. So this is a really awesome one as well. All of these are awesome, but let's say, for example, you come up here to the quick search in the header area, and you want to do a search for something in a listing that's not searchable by default with MyListing. So let's say you have a block here, and it's got like something in there, some content in there that's not searchable by MyListing with default. What this thing does is literally unlocks the ability to search for anything within a listing. So any content on the listing is searchable. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the product pages for these add-ons to get all of the lowdown, all the information on these. All right, same process here. Again, you don't have to create a folder. I'm just going to create a folder. We're going to call this. Sorry, this one's not that one. It is this one. So it's the create a folder. Enhanced listing keyword search, drag that down here to the bottom or wherever. It doesn't really matter where it's at. In this case, we're going to create a new snippet, again of type PHP. We're going to give it that same name, or call it whatever you want. Let's go grab the code, drop it in, save it, enable it, drop it in our folder. There we go. Just that easy. We've taken care of that, and now they will be able to search all throughout the listings for whatever it is they want to search for. Nothing will be unobtainable as far as searching. All right, let's continue on. We already covered in another lesson the enhanced region permalinks and the enhanced category permalinks. So that covers it for the MyListing Club add-ons. In short, all of the club add-ons. Let's pull that up real quick here. So if you go to the MyListing Club website and you go to MyListing add-ons, all of these are available to you, most of which are just already included in the starter site. A couple of these, aren't really applicable, but you are welcome to them should you want them. The flipping boxes listing character counter doesn't even apply for these particular starter sites because we bypass the need for that altogether. And content notify for MyListing, both of these are available upon request. Everything else is included. Okay, moving on down. Third-party add-ons. We're just going to run through basically every single plugin that is included that was included with the Canvas site. Starting with the top, Actions Pack for Elementor. What that does is give you that custom login registration, lost password experience. You can check out previous lessons for that, and I've also got other guides and videos for how to set that up. That's a super, super popular solution. And to make this happen, you need Actions Pack Elementor a gold plan with them. But that unlocks that really cool feature for customizing the complete login registration and lost password experience. Okay, next up is cal.com, and that is what we are using for booking on this starter site, and I'm going to roll that out to all starter sites. That will be the default booking solution. It is a free solution, and I've got, again, guides, videos, everything on that. So let's dive back over to plugins, and we're using this for single listings. So it's adding bookings to the listings. You can also use it on your website as the website owner. You can use it anywhere you want as well. It's just a simple embed if that's how you choose to implement it. All right, add new plugins, and we're just going to grab the cal.com plugin from the repository. There we go. And there's nothing to configure here. All what this is going to allow us to do is just embed the booking modules into the listings. Okay, so that is in place, and moving on down. And we're going to get to, well, I'll show you that booking piece later on when we get to the listing types. CSS here, we're not going to actually install this, but it is included with the starter site, and then it's licensed. It is a really awesome front end CSS solution. So if you're not familiar with CSS, here it is. And they give you a really quick, like a demo here. It's away from the front end without having to know CSS, how to easily apply really cool styles and everything to your website. All right, really awesome feature available to you. It will come installed and everything on the starter site. We're just not doing it here today because we're not going to use it for any of these lessons. At least I don't think so. Maybe I'll do a lesson on it. We'll see. But for now, I just want to cover what's in there. Dynamic.ooo, also known as the Dynamic Content for Elementor plugin. That is already installed. We cover that in another lesson or two. I did want to point out a couple of things. When you go to the plugin, so here it is on my screen, and let's go to features. So I always preach this for performance and just to reduce conflicts and all kinds of other things. It doesn't matter what plugin you use. If it comes, especially the Elementor plugins, if they come with a ton of options, only turn on what you need. It's just easiest to deactivate everything and then go and activate what you need rather than the other way around. All right. So I've already done that with these starter sites. I'm only enabling what's in use and disabling everything else. So everything you see in red here, that's all disabled. And it's the same way all the way across all of this stuff. So you'll know exactly what is in use and what is not. Okay, the dynamic post is one of the widgets that's enabled, and that is used, for example, just one example, on the author pages to display at a really fine-grained level, showing the author's post, the author's listings, things of that nature. Extensions, tooltips is one of the extensions that's enabled, maybe the only one actually, but I want to show you this because I forgot to show this on the homepage lesson. So let's go to the homepage, scroll down a bit. We see these little popular categories icons here. But if you look at the homepage on the front end, you see that? These have nice little tooltips in case a user didn't know what these were. So that's where those tooltips come into play. And that's done by editing each icon and using the tooltip feature for the Dynamic OO plugin. So I wanted to point that out. I forgot to mention that in that homepage lesson. Okay, but you'll see how powerful this plugin is. There's a million things that you can do. Yeah, it's super, super valuable plugin. I've barely even scratched the surface of what I'm probably going to end up doing with this thing over time. But yeah, feel free to tinker and definitely check out that plugin. Okay, next up is Elementor. Obviously we need that. It's required. That's installed. Elementor Pro is installed, activated, and licensed as part of every starter site. Enable Media Replace. We're not going to install that. I'm just going to briefly explain it. It is a free plugin from the repository from the folks over at ShortPixel, which is my favorite image optimization plugin. Really, really powerful plugin that allows you just to replace an image in your media library. So if we go to the media library, let's say you wanted to replace this image of this lady without going to the front end of the website. You can just click on that image. There will be a link in here that says replace image. You click that link, upload your new image, and then it's going to, anywhere on that website where that photo exists, it's going to go out there and replace it. It's really awesome, really powerful, big time saver. That's a free solution, again, from the WordPress repository. You can remove it if you want. It's especially, a lot of people love it, especially during the building of the website, the building aspect. And then once you've launched, typically it's not really needed anymore and you can take it away. Happy Files Pro included, activated, and licensed with the starter sites. But what this does, we have it here. What this does a lot of stuff, but one of the things you'll see right off the bat is folder structure. So you can create folders, you can create nested folders, there's all kinds of things you can do. So create folders, nested folders, search within folders, sorting options that you don't get with WordPress, and then there's all the other settings within Happy Files. It's not just for images. You can do all kinds of things with different post types for organizing them, just all kinds of stuff. Permissions, stuff with featured images, all kinds of really cool stuff. So that's in there. The main thing that I did with this for Canvas, I'll just show you the library over there, was to organize everything by folders here. So anybody that gets the starter site will be able to really quickly see what I've done, okay? And everything is separated out, okay? Okay, if so, that we're not going to install that because I don't actually have this used yet on the starter sites. In the future, I plan to. It's just I only have so much time in a day. But if so is another dynamic type of plugin to, like, for example, let's say you wanted to display content based on a person's country. That's something that if so can do. It's, definitely check it out. Let me do a quick search for it here. If so plugin. This one is worth, you know, has a high, like, I don't know what that is. That's weird. Okay, anyway, so you can see like highly, highly valuable plugin. And you can see how much it costs, right? So you get that, tons of features, but you get that included with your starter site if you want to use it. If you don't want to use it and you buy the starter site, we can just remove it. You can always add it back later. Instant images, we're not going to install that. I covered this previously in another video that I did on the club's YouTube channel. But the really cool thing about this and why I include it in the starter sites is because let's say, going back to our images, let's say you wanted to replace an image and then you didn't want to go out to one of those websites like Pexels or Pixabay or, you know, all of those types of sites and search. You can do it right from within your WordPress dashboard. It's super, super cool. Let's see here. What else can I tell you about that? Yeah, just go check out that video that I did for that one. I don't want to drag this video out too long. So yeah, check out that video. Local Translate. That is another free plugin in the WordPress repository that is already installed on the starter site. And it allows you to change words throughout your website. If it doesn't even have to be a different language, it's just maybe you just want to change the wording of something. So I covered it in another video. Check out the pricing lesson. So if you go to pricing here, you'll see how I messed with the wording here. Flexible pricing, start for free, upgrade when you love it. To have that created, to create that same design on the add listing page, that used Local Translate. So to make this page, which is now the add listing page, look like that, we use Local Translate for that. And really, really powerful solution there. Mail Poet is included. That is another free plugin. We're not going to mess, you know, actually I may have already installed this. It's part of another lesson. I am forgetting at this point. Yeah, we didn't actually put it in there, but it is included in the starter site. It's a free plugin. Mail Poet is what I use and recommend for sending transactional email. That was covered in another lesson. And if you happen to do newsletters too, it is awesome it works seamlessly with WooCommerce. They work, you know, they're all by the same company. And they all work seamlessly together, integrate nicely. So again, transactional email, newsletters, things of that nature, you can do it with Mail Poet. Another thing you can do too is like send notifications. So like say if new listings are added to your site or new posts, you know, things like that, you can send out notifications when stuff like that happens. Next up is Perf Matters. That is the my number one recommendation for a performance optimization plugin. I literally install it on every site that I own. We're going to check this one out specifically. I've got it installed. We're now going to go to the settings. And what I do for these starter sites is I call like my like a base settings. I call them safe settings. So it's settings that I know aren't going to break websites, and like I'm certain of that. 99% certain of that. Check out my Perf Matters guide to see how I approach this sort of thing. But I come in here and, like I said, I set a base settings. I go through all of these settings on all of these tabs, and I set base settings that I know are safe. All right. Yeah, it's about all I can really say on that, but it is a super, super awesome plugin. I highly recommend that you check it out. Licensed and included in the starter sites. Permalink Manager Pro, also licensed and included on all the starter sites. We saw this in another lesson when we looked at the enhanced region permalinks and the enhanced category permalinks. So that was the ability to, from an Explore page, click into the term within the card, which in this case is business and financial, and it takes you to a custom category page rather than just refreshing the Explore page, which is not good for SEO. So that was part of it. The other part of it is the actual permalink structure of the listing, which you see here. You can see how granular that I got with this. We're USA, California, in the state, so country, state, city, listing type, category, and then the name of the listing. You don't have to go that granular if you don't want to, but you now have the option to do that because of Permalink Manager Pro. And that's easily adjusted by going to Tools, Permalink Manager, and Permastructure, and this is where that is set up. So you can adjust that there. Next up is SEO Press Pro. Included and licensed with all starter sites. It's the same process there as with Perf Matters. I go in and I do the very base settings. So I'll go through here, all of these tabs, and I'll do the settings that are safe, that aren't specific to your business. Like, for example, it wouldn't make any sense for me to go in here ahead of time and do the social networks, for example. Going into here and setting this stuff wouldn't make sense, right? Because I don't know what your business is even going to be, but I do all of the safe settings, okay? And I also toggle off the things that aren't needed right away. So things like broken links shouldn't be enabled right away. People might not want that. Maybe people aren't even going to use the Google Search Console. Maybe people don't want to use breadcrumbs, things like that. So it's safe base settings that are going to apply to most businesses. Here's another good one. Not every business is a local business, right? Most of them probably won't be because it's an online directory. Things of that nature. All right, next up is UI Press Pro. This is another one that we are not going to do anything with. I did a lot of stuff with this in the past, but they have since completely revamped everything. It is all brand new. I haven't had time to get in and really mess with all of it. However, it is included and licensed in case you want to get in there and do some cool stuff. It is super, super powerful. Again, it's just so much time in a day, and I will probably get to it eventually. But here's the homepage. But you can create highly custom dashboards with WordPress. Really, really, really cool stuff. It's just a time issue, but that is included and licensed. WooCommerce is next. That is kind of like, it's like Elementor, where we are required to have it for MyListing for it to function. And so that is included, obviously. WooCommerce product vendors, you will get the latest version installed. I can't license this particular plugin, but like I said, you'll get the latest version possible when I deliver the starter site to you. This is allowing listing owners to embed and create a local, or I should say a multi-vendor marketplace within their listings. We will get into that even more later, but definitely check out the guides and the videos that I've done for that. I'm going to skip down to WooCommerce subscriptions just because it's the same situation as product vendors. I can give you the latest version. I can't license it, but that plugin is allowing you to do listing subscriptions. You can also Within your own store on your MyListing website, you can sell subscriptions for other products that you may have that have nothing to do with listings. So it opens those doors as well. Circling back to the Stripe Gateway, this is a free plugin from the repository that I installed the official Stripe Gateway plugin for WooCommerce. Stripe is the recommended payment gateway, especially if you are here in the US, and it applies to not only US, but especially if you are in the US, I would probably just roll with the Stripe Gateway to start, and that may be all you ever need. I've ran multiple businesses on nothing but the Stripe Gateway, so I include that just as a courtesy for one, and two, when people check out the demo of the MyListing site, they can see how that process actually looks if they were to use the Stripe Gateway. But again, if you don't want to use it, no problem. You can easily remove it. WP Social, the free version is installed, and that is used along with Actions Pack for Elementor to give you that social login experience on the login and register page. You also have the ability to do other things with it. I just haven't touched it. So there's social login, social share, social counter, and so on and so forth. But that, again, that's the free version you can get from the repository. And last but definitely not least, included is licensed WP code box. If you've followed me for any amount of time, you'll know this is one of the very few exceptions where I ever use the word best. This is the best code snippet plugin on the planet. Nothing comes close, in my opinion, and it's what we used it in this video to add code snippets. It does so much more than that. It helps you write code, manage code, sync code. I'm not a full stack website developer. I'm not nothing. I can write CSS well, but it has helped me become a better, in quotes, developer. It teaches you how to write code. It teaches you how to format it. It helps you format it. Actually, you don't even need to teach you. It just does it for you. There's a nice formatter option here. You just click that, and it's going to format everything and make it look nice. You can create plugins from this. It's just super, super powerful. The best. All right, guys, that is it. Again, we're setting the stage here for probably will be in the next video is the building of the finalizing the listing type. All right, but we're just building up to that. Looking over in our project template board here, we see that we've knocked out direct messaging admin center, single listing character counter, enhanced listing keyword search, product vendors. Yeah, so yeah, we're getting, I think in the next video, it'll be listing type time. All right, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next lesson.